The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
Hey, y'all, come on in and join us.
We have a coffee-inspired scent today from the Shave Dad and Yulay.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres on YouTube, why, come on in the live chat. Meet the Whiff Pack. Cool group of friends hanging out from all over the world. There's 2 Andrews in there. They'd love to meet you too.
They would. And for our mention today, Marcus would like to talk about one of our favorite coffees.
Y'all, we save it just for Wednesdays and Saturdays during the premiere of this show. This is Phil's Coffee, founded here in San Francisco, brewed in Oakland, California, and shipping all over the world. Here is their website if you'd like to drink along with us. All of their coffees are fabulous, but I like filtered soul. Caramel notes, a little bit of hazelnut flavoring in there. This just melts my butter. And what is our soap today?
It's actually a little connected to this coffee fun, y'all. Let's meet it.
All right, y'all, from the sales page at Yulay.com. Last Pass. The Last Pass is done. The coffee is poured. A collaboration with Shave Dad on Facebook. There is nothing quite like that final pass of the razor. When the lather has done its job, the shave is nearly complete and the reward is waiting. Last Pass captures that moment with the rich, comforting aroma of a freshly brewed espresso.
Bold notes of dark roasted coffee beans, smooth espresso, and a hint of roasted smoke that creates the unmistakable scent of your favorite coffee house without overwhelming the senses. Warm, inviting, and deeply satisfying, this fragrance delivers the feeling of enjoying that first perfect cup of coffee after an exceptional shave. Whether you're starting your morning or savoring a relaxing weekend shave, Last Pass is a tribute to 2 timeless rituals: a close, comfortable shave and a great cup of espresso. Finish strong, because every great shave deserves a Last Pass.
I do about 3 passes now and some cleanup, but back in the old days it was like 12 passes before I got to the last pass. But hey, you learn in this hobby. All right, y'all, let's take it out of the box. We want to say a special thank you to Monica at Yulay for sending this out for free to review. We are so excited. Coffee is one of our favorite things, and there are not too many coffee soaps out there. Oh, look at that label. Is that not a beautiful thing? Y'all, here you go. And the splash from Yulay. Let's see. Oh, very nice.
Good.
All right, y'all. We are excited. Grab your mugs and come along with us for a first impression. All right, you are our coffee queen around here. Everybody knows this, so why don't you take it in and see what you get.
Let's see, y'all. The sun is coming up on that shave here.
Oh, it's a beautiful
Starting
label.
The day. Oh, it's kind of coffee colored, y'all.
Ah, look at that, y'all. Monica does not pour the soaps.
No.
She pipes them in. That's the level of care you get from Yulay.
Watch your nose over there. Let's see, just in case.
We have been told coffee is one of the most tricky things to perfume in the whole wet shaving world, so I'm excited about this.
It's undeniably coffee, but it's not a punch in the face. It's kind of how you want to savor your cup of coffee. Somehow, because there's like multiple blends in here, it really does kind of have like that coffee house vibe where there's like multiple different beans. We got a medium roast, espresso, like there's other things going on. But I think the woodsy kind of portion they were hinting at kind of just adds a little gentle hug on the way out, where it could easily just become too much coffee. It kind of helps it spread out. Like you want to take your time having this cup of coffee, y'all. There's a lot of body to this. I think that's the right word. Like when you're talking about coffee flavors and things going on, it doesn't go too dark. Like sometimes how it can go more chocolatey. It doesn't go into that zone. It is staying more in like the Java kind of lane of it here, but it has layers within it. So sometimes, you know, coffee can go too dark and kind of get more bitter or too light and too airy. This is kind of living in the mid-tones here, which I'm really enjoying because I think there's a lot to discover in here. It's not just like one flavor of coffee, which I'm really enjoying. Like I think each time you shave with this, you might get different vibes of like which coffee note you want to hang out with. I think the woodsy part is almost like the windows open and there's like a fresh breeze coming through. Like the woodsiness has movement to it.
Right.
Not that there's like a pine tree or green or anything out there. I'm getting like the browns, but like, you know, the brown of the coffee itself and like the beans and then the browns of like the tree barks and other stuff. So they're really pretty cohesive here. I kind of feel like I'm having coffee near a log cabin or something. There's just something very calming. I really do feel like it's a morning shave. Like there's just something about taking your time, enjoying the whiff as you're taking a sip, or maybe as you're shaving with this. We don't really associate shaving with coffee as much because we normally shave at night. So I think a lot of people are morning shavers and this really would connect. But we do enjoy coffee during our show. So it still connects back to the whole hobby for us. But I would really enjoy this whiff as like a start your day or an afternoon pick-me-up. It really has that like gentle ease into the day vibe that I think is really a good concept for having a morning shave with your morning coffee.
Gorguts always joins us in coffee during our show. Now, it mentions smoke. Are you getting little wisps of smoke on the breeze from outside near the cabin?
Oh, okay. So maybe that's why it put me at a cabin, because we do always have the fire kind of going near our cabin. But I think my brain was almost picturing it more as like the roasted steam coming off the coffee. But this makes sense why it doesn't get too coffee for me. Like it really almost, I want to say it's like 50-50, like with wood and coffee. So I think my brain just kind of forgot that was even on the list.
Right.
So it really was painting the image of where I was. Just, I think it's a sneaky weapon in here.
Now, brewed coffee and espresso can have vastly different nuances. Which one are you getting in this, or kind of both?
So I kind of get both. I used to always get espresso to drink. Like I used to get Americanos, which is espresso and water. But now we always brew coffee. So I think that's what I meant by it has body to it. Like there's layers in it. So if you're not a coffee connoisseur, you might not pick every single one out. But you can tell it's not just one single brand or roast or type of coffee. Like I kind of like the coffee house vibe going on.
Now, I remember Monica mentioning like a creamy note in this. Are you getting a lactonic?
Okay, hold on. Let me go back into this.
We'll be
I
right
don't
with
put
you.
cream in my coffee. So let me just see if I was in the coffee shop or if it's actually in here.
She's the cream in my coffee.
Okay, so I don't think it's in my cup, but it might be in a cup near me, or like they're steaming the milk over on the coffee bar. Like it's in the air, but it's not so much that it's changing the complete color of the coffee for me. So I wouldn't say it's lactonic, but I would say it's in the air. Yeah, I've heard coffee is hard to do. I think if you took a whiff of this, you would know there's coffee in here, but it doesn't take over the whole whiff. So you can tell there's other things going on in here, like there's different textures for me.
Right.
But I think that's how it is more of an espresso roast versus a plain coffee bean itself.
Right.
Like I think that's where the movement's happening. The woods must be darker woods, like they're kind of in the basier tone because they don't disappear as like the whiff of the coffee trails off for me.
Right.
So maybe it's more the smoky thing that's kind of like the little binder between the coffee itself and the woods. But it's kind of hard to pull apart, which I'm actually enjoying.
Nice.
Yeah, out of the coffees we have in our den so far, this one's different. It does have that fine tier of like the more expensive coffee beans coming through. Like, I think that's why you want to take your time enjoying it. Almost like how people talk about, you know, taking time drinking their whiskey. They smell it, they take their time with it, and having like the woods of that bar. We have a few scents that kind of go in that route.
Yep.
So if you could swap out whiskey and throw in coffee, I think it's more that vibe of like the experience of letting it roast or watching it slow drip. Like you're taking your time. It really is part of the coffee ritual meeting the shaving ritual.
Well, I'm excited for this because as much as we loved Obsidian Ember from A&E that we covered a couple of weeks ago, and although that has coffee beans on the label, it's not a real strong coffee note. You'll really have to dig for it. So even though I adored that when it was on the Masterpiece Collection, I have kind of been jonesing now for that second cup of coffee to kind of be a follow-up to that one.
See if Last Pass is the one.
Hit at a perfect time, Monica. Here we go. Taking it in. I love the color of this.
I know, it really fits the coffee vibe.
That is the perfect color of my cinnamon dolce latte that I do get from Starbucks. Okay, here we go. Oh, y'all. My nose takes off in two very different but very complementary directions here. The first is coffee, to be sure. And usually, where a very luxurious and very expensive coffee roast would start to have chocolatey notes inside of it, that chocolate sense subsides. This does not go Hershey bar at all, but that's the kind of gentle coffee I'm getting. And then hold on. The other sense is almost how almonds or peanuts smell inside of a Hershey bar. If you remember cracking open your Halloween candy back in the day, if you can push past the chocolate and get that roasted nutty scent, almost like the coffee beans themselves, but a little bit more in that like candied almond peanut lane of things. And that's how the coffee's being built for me. Beautiful. Because then those two senses then meet up again at the end of the whiff. Whoa.
See? Movement is happening in here,
Right.
y'all.
It's like coffee with roasted peanuts. Yeah. And if coffee is perfumed just right, as you noted, there is none of that bitter sense inside. So its natural sweetness is allowed to come through. And what I love about this, it doesn't go too sweet. There's no caramel, there's no chocolate, there's no sugar. There's nothing in this to get in the way of the natural sweetness of the coffee. And this scent does not get too sweet. So you can really dive in and enjoy that. That's kind of a brave move, I think, from a perfuming standpoint, because it almost keeps this from being too gourmandy.
Yeah, it doesn't go into that lane at all for me.
Whoa. And I can see what you mean about the wood. It's almost like the coffee roaster itself is wood burning.
There you go,
And the
yeah.
smoke itself is infusing a little bit into the coffee beans. This is lovely. And y'all, we've got a few coffee house sort of inspired scents, but for me, this is exactly what a real coffee house smells like. And as you mentioned, maybe one in the middle of the woods, somehow log cabin coffee house, Lincoln's
There you
coffee
go.
house, right? My mom liked her coffee with just a little splash of cream, just enough to change the color. And usually if we wanted breakfast, we just had to bring her a cup from the coffee maker and set it on her nightstand, and 10 minutes later there would be cinnamon rolls. This reminds me of the smell of that coffee. Just a tiny hint of a lactonic, but nothing that has to prove itself. Nothing that goes all the way to whipped cream or anything like that. Like you mentioned, almost just like milk from the frother of the espresso. And there might even be like a hint of a nutmeg or something like that to complement that lactonic and keep it on the nutty side of things under the surface. What was that one coffee called? Chock full of nuts? You bet your sweet bippy on this one. And enough going on the woods, the nuts, the spices side of things to balance this out as a cologne you might like to have on your face or your shoulder.
Yeah.
And y'all, if you have not checked out the prices on the EDPs over at Van Yulay, you'll be shocked. They're less than the price of a beer at the ballpark. Y'all. And the very first thing you said was so smart. This does not punch you in the face with coffee. Sterling's iced coffee with the menthol in it, that'll get you out of bed alone, just smelling the tub. This is like a hug from your favorite barista. It's so gentle in how it's perfumed. I don't even know if you put this under the nose of like a little kid, if they would identify it first as coffee. But the funny thing is it doesn't go to chocolate either. It's kind of in that magical Goldilocks zone.
I think savory is the word that keeps coming to me.
Oh,
Like you want to
right.
take your time with it. You don't want to just like chug it down.
Just sweet enough. Yeah, on our complexity scale of 1 to 5, this is like a 4. There's a lot going on in here to create this vibe of that perfect coffee house that might even be on a gray, rainy day.
I'm with you.
That kind of a thing. It's that kind of comforting scent, you know?
Which is super fitting that it's coming out during summer, but I feel like that's when you appreciate scents from like more of a fall winter vibe, even
Right.
more like somehow having the opposite season, you really just have a different lens looking at this thing.
I'm going to say it. This is my favorite coffee scent in our den so far.
I might be with you on that. I
Yes.
gotta agree. I like how the other ones have their spins on them, but I like how this isn't trying to be anything else but just coffee. And it's not like one flavor. I like the movement
Yeah.
in here with
Right.
the woods and the other stuff are just all gentle, kind of comforting tones.
And I would say it's about 40% brewed coffee and about 60% espresso, but it's almost like that sweet espresso steam rather than the beans or the grinds themselves.
I'm with you. Wow. I think that's why it's kind of like not as in your face. It's not the actual grounds. It's actually what's after.
And I still can't get away from that sense of roasted peanuts, almost the one you find in Jack's from Van Yulay, that kind of thing. It lights my brain up in the same way.
I might have to get a re-whiff. I don't remember that.
How she took one of the most pungent notes in all of perfuming and made it so mild and gentle and inviting is just fabulous. And y'all come along with us while we build you a lather and take a look at these scent notes. And And let's take a second and give a shout out to Mr. Jerry Plessy, the Shave Dad himself. Y'all, if you have never checked out the Shave Dad group on Facebook, it's an awesome place to hang out for the experienced shaver and the newbie alike. There's a flea market, questions and answers going on in there. Lots of reviews of razors and YouTube videos are posted there all the time from all of our friends who have other channels on YouTube as well. Go check it out and give a high five to its proprietor.
Yeah.
And back to the sales page at Yulay.com. Here are the actual set notes, starting with top notes of
Freshly ground espresso beans. So we do have the beans themselves.
right.
Roasted coffee.
There you go.
So they're separate, but they're kind of similar.
And that is true. You know how when you put the coffee beans in the grinder and you and then you open up the lid and you get that kind of hit of natural coffee sweetness, not bitterness. Yeah. That's what it smells like. I love that she said that. Middle notes, dark French roast. And y'all, don't let this scare you off. There is nothing actually bitter in this the way there might be in an actual dark French roast espresso. I think it just adds to that full bodiness that you were talking about in the mid zones of the coffee.
It just helps the top not get too stuck in that 1 cent profile. Like it really adds some variety to it.
And then smoked roasted wood accord. This is, I think, where I'm finding my peanuts. I love this. Not really a smoky sense to me, but like wood in a campfire that's been put out a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
How it has that sort of sweet charcoaliness to it.
But then somehow that adds to like the espresso steam for me. Like I don't know how, but mentally it's adding like a little more of the vertical whiff to the coffee side as well.
I don't know if we've ever actually had this conversation. Is there an hour of the day when you have to stop drinking your coffee so you can sleep?
I don't think there is. I've always pushed the line a little bit, but I used to always have late rehearsals. So I think I felt like I needed another hit after my 9 to 5 before I went to rehearsals after, or dance classes that start at like 7, don't get done at 9. So to me, I've always been a slow drinker all day for my coffee versus like chug in the morning and then I can't enjoy it the rest of the day. It's already gone.
If I ever do a super demanding show like the Producers that has a super long run, I stop drinking coffee for that entire rehearsal and production period because I can't deal with the ebbs and flows of energy. I have to be like ready to go at 8:00 p.m. and not have a crash before the finale because the number betrayed. Whoa.
I guess because I don't have many vices, coffee's still my one thing that I get to enjoy.
Coffee
so I
and
probably have it too much. Yeah, that's
vices.
about it.
I used to be 3:00 that I had to stop drinking coffee, but as I get older, I have to keep reducing that. Now it's about noon. Otherwise, I'm just up at night staring at the ceiling, and then the carnival begins in my head. Songs I didn't know I knew the lyrics to. We didn't start the fire, you know. And y'all very constant viewers will know that this was our very first shaving bowl here on the Barbershop Duet. And in my favorite color, this is the custom resin honeycomb pattern bowl from Yulay. The single color sell for less than $25. And I love that there is the honeycomb pattern here on the bottom so you can get a firm grip on it even if you've got some soap on your hand. And this holds the soap with a very firm hug so your brush can do its work and make one heck of a lather. Check out Yulay.com. They also have silicone versions of this that are a little bit softer. We should grab one of those one of these days.
Although we like the concept that this is not destructible. No matter what we do, drop it, whatever, it's going to survive.
Yeah, watch.
Okay, you're messing up the pour.
I know, this beautiful piping. It looks like my birthday cake. Oh, look, there must be vanilla in this because look how the surface has oxidized. And I'm just going to put a little bit of this, about an almond size, into the honeycomb pattern here. We don't have any real coffee-related Disney figures, but I think you did well with the Mad Hatter with the Tea Party. That's close.
I thought I remembered from the movie there was a fancy coffee machine going on in that one, but I could be wrong.
There you go. Marvel fans, put it in the
Let
comments.
me know.
All right, I'm just going to wet this with a little water from our bougie sprayer, maybe about 2 tablespoons total, and let most of it hang out down there on the bottom of the bowl while I do sort of a vertical bloom of the soap and prepare it for my brush. And this is my Mystery Machine inspired brush from Craig at Opus Brush, one of our favorite brushes in the wet shaving world. And I'm just going to start moving the soap up onto it like this with a little bit of a swirly pattern. Now, I don't really want to build a lather yet. I just want to move the soap up onto the bristles. And look how these honeycomb divots just help that process out. Gentle but strong.
Yeah.
Like Andre the Giant. That's what's happening in here. Anybody want a peanut? Peanuts. Roasted peanuts. See, it's meant to be. And about every 30 seconds, we're going to turn our shaving brush and give those bristles a new orientation to grab at that soap. We are the only channel on YouTube to recommend spinning your brush, except for all of the others who figured it out before we did. I saw an ad for a coffee syrup yesterday that was circus peanuts flavored.
Must be on your mind,
I was
then.
thinking, that might be a little bit of what's in here going on.
It's funny, I don't know if my brain actually catches that it has more of a nutty quality, but I do get something that's a lighter brown. So I guess that must be where it's coming from.
She smells in colors. And this is something you will only find here at the Barbershop Duet. This is the Why is a Small called a Grande whiff. On 3, 1, 2. That is magical.
Yeah.
Just how the coffee hides and yet is the prominent spine in this at the same time. Oh, yeah. More spread out here. I'm getting more of the lactonic, a tiny bit more of the sweetness here in the lather. Oh, look at that going on, y'all. And I know we don't do shaving here in the Barbershop Duet, but we thought you might like to see what this lather looks like when it coats and covers a moneymaker. Oh, and it's on the piano, too.
Just makes me want to take a really deep breath. Like, you just can't get enough of that coffee fun.
You can't have this. This is ours.
She does like coffee, though. When she was little, we caught her trying to get our coffee a few times.
Just a little. All right, yeah, well, before this turns into that Willy Wonka wash scene, we'd better take this down a little bit deeper. I never really asked you, how many passes do you do on your legs?
It's just one. Like, you kind of go against the grain and then you're done. You go back for cleanup, but it's not like you go back and go multiple directions. That does not go well, especially around all the bony knees and things. It's not a good plan.
I do one down, like this, with the grain, one up, sort of against the grain, and then one kind of sideways. I got to catch here and then under here, sideways, but very light touch under the chin. All right, here we go. A little something there.
She might want this. We might be in trouble.
Here, I'm excited about this.
What do you think, Elaine?
Ooh, the skin food in there.
Oh, I'm getting all the different roasts big time now.
Me too! Yo, the coffee is way more layered in the splash.
Sugar.
Oh, beautiful. And yet not bitter at all. Do you kind of get that sense of roasted peanuts in here now, or almonds?
Okay, and I'm getting more of the smoky wood kind of thing coming out too. As it's drying down, it's kind of like somehow getting more potent and less somehow.
You know how when you visit those little mountain touristy towns and you walk into like one of the old stores where the building's been there forever, but it's been renovated? It kind of has that charm to it for me.
But there's something super clean that's hitting me in the splash that's a little different than it is in the lather.
Right. But this wood is old. I love that.
I'm getting more smokiness as this is drying down.
Now, this is definitively coffee. Look at my face. Yeah. But I had no idea that a coffee scent could be made this ultimately charming. Y'all, I am under its spell, for sure.
I feel like people that are not coffee fans will really still enjoy this.
Right.
Like, whatever's drying down in here is almost making it like a coffee would. Like, it's not even in its normal formula anymore.
And how this doesn't go chocolate at all, but has all of the charm of chocolate and some of the spices from chocolate is melting my butter.
It might be the concept of having like the espresso next to the French roast, or like having multiple in there. Somehow it's not getting muddy. It's adding more character to it.
It's roasting my beans. I'm chock full of nuts.
I don't think you'd get tired of wearing this splash throughout the day.
No.
Like, it would be great to have all day. Like, there's something even darker about it that'd be great for evening. Like, it has an all day wearing kind of capacity to it.
We were going to shoot another episode today, but I think we're done.
Right?
I just want to enjoy this the rest of the afternoon. I love how you mentioned your campfire from your cabin, too. There is something about that in here, like a campfire that's been put out recently.
Right, like I'm not in like city chaos for some reason. I'm taking my time, enjoying this. I think that's why I picture myself sitting with like the woods outside the window. Like there's nothing to stress about.
This is the smell of vacation. That's what this is.
She keeps looking. Do you want it? You can't have it.
And y'all, we just had the briefest of meetings to nominate and approve this soap for our 2026 Masterpiece collection. That is how complex and nuanced this is for us. Absolute home run, Monica and Jerry. Boy, I love this.
Like, I think if somebody asked me what of our, that we have out of 800 soaps is our favorite coffee one, or what they should get if they're coffee lovers, I would definitely point them in this direction.
So it's pretty simple. Y'all just be Marcus and his family on a camping trip up to Richardson's Grove State Park here in California in the mid-1980s. And just about the time the sun is coming up on the first morning and you hear your father swearing out by the campfire, you're going to realize that they forgot one thing: the coffee filters. And about half an hour later, you're still going to see your dad enjoying a nice, freshly brewed, freshly percolated cup over that campfire, which probably smelled something like this. And you're going to say, "Hey, Dad, where did you get the coffee filter?" And as he spits out the grounds, he's going to say, "I didn't. I got my own." So head over to Yulay.com where you'll find this and all kinds of other stuff I want. Well, I have had my shave, y'all, with Last Pass. As beautiful a coffee scent as coffee can get. Deep, rich, layered, and yet ultimately smooth. And I've spent the day with this on my shoulder, and I think that roasted peanutty sense in the middle is what makes this part of our masterpiece collection. They are perfect friends in this scent, ready to complement your perfect day in the shave den. Thank you, Jerry and Monica. We will be back. Hey, welcome to Messages.
So for our July giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get $25 to Katie's Bubble.
That's right, y'all, and all you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is send us an email here to we sent you at thebarbershopduet.com so we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways, and then check back on our first August episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck!
Y'all, if you have never headed over to the Yulay website, Monica is one of the most prolific soap and scent makers in the wet shaving world. I think she has almost 200 soaps on hand at Yulay, deep in the heart of Texas. Wander over and check out all the different categories she's got. The cola soap, going all the way back to the beginning of our journey. She identified blindfolded. That's how good a perfumer this lady is. And when she's not being chased by bees into her swimming pool, one of the nicest people in the wet shaving world, as is Mr. Plessy. Hey, you two, thank you so much for this absolute gem. I'm going to put it on a lower shelf so I can reach for it out of one bloodshot eye the next time I have to shave in the morning.
Yeah, it will definitely not be our last pass. I'm just saying. Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.